Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll show you guys how to analyze sales data in Excel and build a simple but powerful dashboard. We'll cover key performance indicators like total revenue, total profit, total orders, average order value, and profit margin. Plus, we're going to answer questions like how did sales perform over time, which product drive the most revenue, who are our most valued customers, where are our sales coming from, and which sales channel perform best. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is let us load and understand our data. So I'll go to my folder here, then I'll click on the data set. So before jumping into any analysis, always take a quick look at your data. And that's what we want to do now. So let's quickly adjust the fixed width for all the columns. Perfect. So make sure you understand the key columns very well. We have the first column here to be transaction ID, order dates, year, quarter, month name, day of the week, customer name, customer email, customer segment, and we have state, we have region, we have product ID, product name, category, and we have the metrics that we can use in calculating our KPIs like quantity. We have unit price, we have the unit cost, line total, discount, shipping cost, tax, total amount, total profit, total cost, profit margin, order status, and payment method. We also have sales channel and shipping days. So so next thing I'll do here is I'll format this data as a table using Control T. Just click on any area within dataset and press Control T, then you do OK. So you can see that we now have our data as a table, and this will make our analysis easier and more dynamic. So the next thing we do, guys, is to, as you all know, that we normally use pivot table to analyze data in Excel. We normally use pivot table. And another thing I'd like to chip in is before we continue is, we will be using format as table. We're formatting our data as table. Mm. Uh, because our data set is already clean and structured. That is why I said we should what format as table. And we're also working with single file. No heavy transformation, no messy dates, no duplicate, no split columns. Everything is clear. So um, it's gonna keep everything easy to follow. And now, uh, but let's assume our data is dirty. And we also need some transformation. Like if for those of you that watch the health the health video I uploaded sometimes maybe 2 months ago, you can, if you are yet to watch it, you can go and watch it. I have it on my channel. You agree with me that I make use of what Power Query. So we use Power Query to clean and transform your data when your data is dirty, and you also have your data coming from multiple files. It's always best to use Power Query, and you need to clean and or transform your data. You also want to refresh your data regularly, and maybe some columns need splitting, some need merging. You want to remove duplicate, you want to fix format. Then you need to do what? Use Power Query. And if you want to automate too, yes, let me chip in that. Maybe in my next video, I'll try to guide you guys on how to use Power Query to automate your work. If every month you get a new sales file, say for instance, now Power Query can automate everything for you. Do you get? So for now, since we're not doing any transformation, since we're not cleaning our data, so that's why I said we just have to format as table, because for you to use pivot table, guys, you need to format your data as what. It's always best to format your data as what, as a table. Now the next thing I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'll come here and say insert pivot table. Then you do from table range. Okay. So what we want to do now is the first thing we need to create our KPI, what metrics. We want to calculate our key KPIs. Let's go back to the question. So the first one is total revenue, right? So let's look for which of the column here talks about revenue. That's their sales. We have quantity, unit price, unit cost, line total. So I think we're going for line total. We have total amount here, but this includes tax. Let's exclude the tax. So I'll go for the line total. So come back here and go to you can call this one report or anything you like to name it, and look for line total, right? Just click on it, and we have automatically we have it sum. sum of line total. Pivot table help you quickly analyze and summarize your data without using formula. So we have the answer here. So just double click here and you can rename it as maybe you want to call it total revenue, right? Total revenue. Then you do okay. Let's format this. Select here and format with a thousand separator. You see, it's now well readable. And I also want to make use of what? Dollar. So you can remove the two decimal here, decrease decimal from it. So we have the first analysis here, and quickly let's copy, duplicate the pivot table so that we can use it to answer the next one, which is the total profit. Total profit. What is our bottom line profit? So you remove it from here and you bring in what? Profit. Right? So you just say total profit. Perfect. So what's the next one? Total order, right? Total order. So we need to check which of the column here talks about total order. Let's check. Don't think there's any column for total order here. So we're going to make use of transaction ID then. Transaction here is what we use for total order. So we need to count all transaction. So you remove profit from here and you bring in what? Transaction ID. We have it in row, so you take it back to value. By default, Excel will count it for you automatically. So, but it's not monetary value. Transaction ID is not monetary, so you have to remove what? Change it to general here and format it as remove the decimal too. And you can call it total order. Then you do okay. So the next question, guys, says average order value. What is the average amount per transaction? You see, average order value. For those of you that don't know the kind of insight you can get from the average order value. Average order value is monetary in nature. It's just represent the average amount of money customers spend per order or per transaction. It tells us how much each customer spends per transaction, and it helps us understand customer purchasing behavior and identify opportunities to increase what? Revenue. Now, guys, so for this, we don't really need to use a pivot table. We can just use our formula by dividing total revenue by divide total revenue by total order. So that's the formula for calculating the AOV, average order value, average order value. So just come here and do equals to your total revenue, then slash your total order. That's the total orders. This one is total orders. You see, so the average order value is $158. Since it's monetary, let's just use format painter to copy the format. Select the total revenue value and use format painter here, drop it here. So see. Now let's give it AVG order value. Perfect. We also have to calculate profit margin. Profit margin is measured in percentage and it should be total profit divided by total revenue. But we have a column that reads all the profit margin. So we just need to get the average. So come back here and let's make use of pivot table. Paste it here. You remove this one from there. You bring profit margin. Excel is summing, so we want to change to average. You come back to value here, click on this small arrow, value fit settings, then you change it to average, then you do okay. So average profit margin, that's what we want to find. So let's call this one profit margin. So you do okay. So guys, I think what we've done here is wrong. So let's just quickly delete this. So even though we already have a profit margin column, don't let us average it, please. Don't do that mistake. Because that can be misleading, honestly. Instead, we should calculate overall profit margin as total profit divided by what? Total revenue, just like I said earlier, to get a more accurate picture. So what I'm going to do here is equals to total profit slash total revenue. Now do okay. Then I'll convert this one to what? Percentage. That's 50%. Now I'll call this one profit margin. Now we have profit margin. So but when do we need to take the average? When all the transactions are roughly the same size. I mean, and it's very rare in real life. Even this data is rare. They're not the same size. So please don't use the average. So perfect. So we have 50% profit margin. Now, guys, we are done. So the next thing we're gonna do here is let's begin answering the um main business questions. I want to answer the main business questions now. The main business questions. The first question is sales trend analysis. How did sales perform over time? That is the first question we want to answer. How did sales perform over time? So quickly, let's analyze sales trend over time. So since we're using sales, we use revenue here. So I'll just I'm bringing your order dates, drag it to row. So easy. You drag order date to rows and your sales in value, and we have it. So let's call this one sales trend analysis. So we're gonna use line charts later. So let's answer all the remaining questions. So it's always best to um look for trend, guys, because it will help you answer questions like are sales growing over time. And that time can be month, can be year, can be day, but we are doing month here since it's a single day, year data, 225. So we want to see is it increasing over the time from January to February, or declining, or is it seasonal? So always look for peaks and dips. Always look for consistency, guys. So I will normally use line charts to show trend. So quick one. So the next question we're gonna do product analysis, product performance. So we're using revenue to also measure the performance of a product. So we can use any of the KPI, but we have business question we're answering. So now I want to find products that drive the most revenue. Product that drive the most revenue. So bring product name here to row. So you see, so we need to sort whenever you have data like this. Sort. So after sorting from largest to smallest, now you can see that we easily we can it's showing the top performing products: smart fitness watch, winter jacket, waterproof, and at the same time we can also see the underperforming what product, but the products are much. So in such case, what we normally do is to do the top 10 or top n analysis. So you click here, you see filter, you do top 10. So when you have much of these guys, I won't advise you guys to, I mean, to show all of them, because they are much. mm, they are much. So whenever you have much information, you can present all of them in a chart. So please always go for top N analysis. Always go for top N analysis. You have long list of 50 to 30 or 30 products. So avoid showing long list of 50, 20, 15 products. Avoid raw tables in your dashboard. So because it's gonna become cluttered, it will be very hard for us to extract insight, and it's not even executive friendly, honestly. It's not executive friendly. You want to share, communicate your findings to your stakeholders. No. So better alternative is to what you do top N filter, which is highly recommended. So that's what I'm doing. So do top N, right click on the name here, you do filter, then you do top 10, or let's do top 5. This is also where we can do bottom. If you want to do underperforming product now, you just change this one to bottom. So okay. So you see, smart fitness watch is our best product. Let me call this one product performance. Product performance analysis. So product performance analysis, or you just go product performance. So now the next question, guys, want to get the who are our most valuable customers. That's customer analysis. So product performance that we did earlier, guys, is always best to do it, please, because it's gonna help this kind of insight to help businesses focus on what sell best. They focus on what sell best. So now let's do customer analysis. I'm using the sales to also determine our best customer. So come here and you just look for customer name. So you see the customer name here. So you have to come here and you sort as usual, largest to smallest. Then the next thing you do is to also filter because it's much top end. Remember, so we do top five. I'm presenting top five. Then let me call this one customer analysis. Customer analysis. So, want to identify a valuable customer. Want to know where your revenue are coming from. Mm. So now, the next question is, where are our sales coming from? This geography analysis. So also using revenue, we can use any of the KPIs, guys. They are all performance indicator. But because of this question, we want to use we're using revenue as the performance indicator. So this one we want to use regional analysis. So you see, so remember, always remember to sort largest to smallest west. So when you do geography analysis, you want to know where your sales are coming from. It helps identify strong and weak markets. So west is the strongest market here, and the weakest is the Midwest here. And we can visualize this data using what? Using bar chart. Gget or map. Perfect. So now, guys, let's call this one geography analysis or geographic analysis as best. And guys, lastly, we have which sales channel perform best. That's sales channel performance. So we have to sort here too. So here we are comparing channels. We have three websites, mobile app, and install. Which channel perform best? So website perform best here. So guys, this is the end of our report. But the next thing we need to do data visualization. Data visualization. So you can check for this the part two of this video on my channel where we're going to complete this project. So see you in the next what? The next video.